This is the Tom Bigby Tales. I'm your host, Shannon Evans. I write about a small town in northeast Mississippi on the Tom Bigby River called Columbus, and sometimes I write about the rest of the state. Tonight, I'm here again with Mary Frances Hurt, the granddaughter of Mississippi John Hurt and the director of the John Hurt Foundation. And we're here to talk about some of the press that's out there that's erroneous, that's we feel is stoking the fire of and racial issues unnecessarily. Recently, the Carroll County Sheriff, the press release came out this morning, stated that the Hurt family has the missing Blues Trail marker for Mississippi John Hurt that was in front of the Valley store. It was reported as stolen in an earlier press release by the Carroll County Sheriff. And Mary Frances contacted the local press to let them know the sign never was stolen, but that the foundation had removed the sign and placed it in safekeeping in order to get it back to the Blues Trail Commission in order for it to be placed where it had been awarded to be moved to per a recent letter from the Mississippi Blues Commission, Rochelle Hicks. And so the Hurt family has never had the marker. It was the foundation had it. I'm going to read our correction to the Carroll County Sheriff's press release that I helped Mrs. Hurt write today. It reads as follows. Let's see. It reads as follows when I open it. Hang on a second. I accidentally closed it. Please forgive me. It reads, the Carroll County Sheriff's Office most recent press release erroneously stated today that the Hurt family has the missing Blues Trail marker for Mississippi John Hurt. Per Alan Hammons of Hammons and Associates of Greenwood, the Blues Trail marker in question is not missing and is in his company's possession. While there, it will undergo routine cleaning and maintenance and will be placed in its new site for the direction of Visit Mississippi Director of Mississippi Blues Commission, Rochelle Hicks. Mary Frances, I know you want to speak about not only the error in this press release that was released originally by the sheriff about the Hurt family, but also about the potential danger of a irresponsible press release like that.
You know, I just think it's insensitive, and it's just despicable. Our family has gone through a tremendous tragedy already, and what he's doing is further stoking the fire of racism and just race baiting, and just refusing to acknowledge the tremendous grief that we're going through as a family. And I don't really understand it, but I know that it's not healthy. My sister lives down there by herself, and with a Sheriff Walker not recognizing the danger that they've already caused, which would cause this museum to be burned in the first place by them not taking care of the things that they should have. And now to further endanger the lives of my family and to vilify my grandfather's legacy, and I mean, it's just crazy to me. It's really crazy.
Did the sheriff, before he released this press release, did he reach out to you to discuss where the Blues Trail marker was?
I have not spoken to Sheriff Walker since the day of that fire. He's not reached out to me. He has not said anything to me. I have not spoken to anyone regarding this fire at all. No one has, not one official has reached out to me and asked me any questions about anything at all.
And no one
And
from the sheriff's office asked
no,
you about the Blues Trail marker?
no.
So
All
where
I
did
know-
he get the information that your family had the Blues Trail marker?
That's what's disturbing to me. I don't know where he's getting his information, but he's certainly not. He's not getting it from a reputable source. He's just making up things to further cause greater harm. And the only thing that could happen, and that he could do, is cause the life of my life. My life is already being threatened. Well, what, I don't know. And my sister's life, as opposed to trying to rectify this matter, find out who did this horrible crime. He's further building a bigger fire. And I already here he has an inferno with the burning of that museum. 4 generations of my life burned to the ground. Thousands of dollars I've invested in that museum and in this foundation. In a few hours, gone like a flake of snow.
What would be the advantage of the sheriff saying something like this?
There's no advantage, okay, to any decent human being. There's no advantage. What he's further doing is causing more destruction and building, creating a wall of hate around a legacy that meant nothing but love and for people.
So what would diffuse this situation?
For him, just to stop lying, for one, and number two, to do his job that he was elected to do. He's supposed to be the sheriff and the protector of all people in that county. I mean, he's not acting in the best interest of anybody at all. He's not. He's writing press release just uninformed, just any way that he could possibly get anyone to look the other way. Here, this museum, a 200-year-old structure, is burned to the ground in your county. And you don't, and all you can talk about is a marker, a Blues Trail marker that shouldn't have been where it was in the first place, had no connection to the Valley store owners at all, period. And you're going to accuse my family of taking a marker that I fought for years to have recognized. Years. To have put in the proper location. The whole objective of the Blues Trail is to put markers where the artists and the musicians who earn that recognition, to put it where they lived, or their gravesite, or someplace that's connected to their lives.
Well,
nothing.
Well, Mary Frances, I hate to say it, there are quite a few of them that are not placed in places where it's connected to their lives. It's placed in places where white people can benefit financially. That's the truth.
Well, the benefit, that may be the case, but that may be the case, but in this instance, Shannon, is that the museum I opened the doors of my heart and putting that museum, moving it there, my own financial. I financed this through blood, sweat, and tears, moving that house there, that church there, and I opened the doors of those venues to the public, to the world. And for 25 years, people came across the globe to this building. And to have it wiped out, burned down for just hate. And now this stupid sheriff, Clint Walker, is putting my further jeopardize the legacy of my grandfather and greater, the lives of my family is still there. I don't know why he's doing that. For one reason and one reason only. For the racial demise of my family in that county. We are the only Black family left in that section of Carroll County. The only one. Only. And my family has owned that land for 100 years. And what they're trying to do is to annihilate and to chase and to scare or to do whatever possible to get the rest of that land and to completely, they don't give a damn about what my grandfather's legacy has brought to that county. They don't care about that.
No, they don't.
I mean, to put a match to a structure like that, you don't care about nothing. And he has no business being in a position that's supposed to protect people at all. He's a Klansman with a badge on. That's all he is. He's a Klansman wearing a badge.
And if he's not initiated, he's doing their dirty work.
Well, he's drunk the Kool-Aid.
Well, here's a question. How many sheriffs do you know in teeny tiny communities put out 2 press releases in less than a week?
I don't know if his press release was geared toward the betterment and it was true, but the press releases he's put out are based on a lie, and he knows it's a lie.
Well, he hasn't. I mean, the fact that he's saying your family has something and he's never talked to you is.
He hasn't talked to me. He hasn't asked me any questions about anything. Nothing. Here these people are threatening my life. But what? And you worried about a marker that
Well, as a result of this erroneous press release and the article in the Clarion Ledger that misstates a whole bunch of things about the life of Mississippi John Hurt, you contacted the writer of the article at the Clarion Ledger.
That's correct.
Which is the major paper in the state, based out of Jackson.
Right.
And there you are, my friend. It's good to see you. When you read that, a couple of things happened. I emailed the person and said, the reporter, and I said there were some issues with the article that was written and it was not accurate and that they needed to contact you. And I gave them your email and your telephone number. They contacted me and asked me to correct the information after I had said that you were the expert, not me, but that there were inaccuracies and that they should call you or text you or email you. And you finally got into you reached out to her again, and she finally reached back out to you. And she had that press release. That was how you found out about the press release.
Yes, yes, I found out about the press release. Someone sent it to me through Facebook, and
Uh-huh.
I read it, and I was just really floored. And I don't understand, why she got her information from Visit Mississippi, and you can, I don't know who's writing this information for Visit Mississippi, but they need to visit the people who they're writing about and talk to the people who have. So that's what they need to do. Visit those people.
Yeah, because we know John Hurt never played at the Valley store.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
He played at the Avalon Commissary, but he never played.
No, no, not one time.
There's a long ways difference between the Avalon Commissary and the Valley store. Do you want to explain? You want to explain the difference?
Well, the difference is the Avalon store was the welcoming center for all of the local people in the community. It was the hub of the Avalon community. It was the grocery store. It was the pharmacy. It was the department store. It was everything. And that.
And that was on the plantation.
That was on Highway 7.
Okay.
The plantation surrounded that store.
Yeah.
So there was maybe 6,000 or 7,000 families in that community when I grew up.
Okay, and then up on the hill was the Valley store.
What the Valley store? It was
which is just a general store. It was just a little.
I don't know. I don't know what it was when what it was called when my grandfather time. But when I was a child, it was called the Moreland store. Moreland. Morland, the Moreland store.
But it's not very big. It's just a little it's just a little country store out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, that was a white community. There was a barbershop there, and there was some kind of it was a little cul-de-sac area.
Well, there was a white school up there too.
It was a school up there, and we lived down under the hill from there. But it had a barber shop, a beauty salon, and it was accommodating for the white residents of that area.
Could you go to that beauty shop?
Absolutely not.
Could your grandfather go to that barber shop?
No. Nor could he go to the store.
What would have happened if he'd gone to the store?
I'm sorry?
What would have happened if he had gone to the store?
When you live in an area like that, it's an understood fact, and I'm sure my grandfather knew that because he walked every place. Now, he would walk from his house, which was past that Moreland store, all the way down in the valley where the Avalon store was. That is at least 8 to 10 miles to walk. And the Valley store was right down the hill from his house. Don't you know if he could have gone in that store?
He would have.
8 to 10 miles, he would have.
Mm-hmm. But he couldn't go there.
No, he could not.
What would have happened if he just sat down and started playing a guitar?
Then he would have had the same fate as his father. He would probably been lynched.
Carroll County has a history of that.
Well, that is one generational fate I don't want to encounter, and it just seems like to me that is what Clint Walker is walking toward. I mean, for him to do, I mean, here he takes a travesty like my family has experienced, and you keep building a fire around it to vilify me and make the people who did this to my family the victim. I haven't even had a chance to even grieve the loss of this important structure in my life, but dealing with a marker that I fought for years to have.
That you rightfully were awarded recently. Well, more a year ago now, almost a year.
A year ago.
We went down. It was in June. Was it May or June when we went?
It was June.
It was June when we went to the Blues Commission and made that presentation. And then they gave you that letter.
Well, exactly. So, yeah, so all of this time of begging and pleading with this guy to move and to move the marker, even way before any event that I had for 2023. I wanted to there for Black History Month for February.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to invite my alma mater, Amanda Elder high school students to come to the museum and look and see this project that the Carnegie Mellon University built for students, grades K through
12, uh-huh.
K through high school. And it was a wonderful program that Carnegie Mellon did.
They did do a wonderful job.
For that. But that was supposed to be to introduce this to Black History Month. And what do I get? I get my museum burned down, and I.
And now they're attacking your family's name.
Right, exactly.
Well, I mean, it goes back to the, if they can't, and I hate to say it, but if they can't, if they can't monetize you, then they demonize you. So they can't monetize off of your grandfather's history.
Shannon, with the recognition of a national landmark in this county of Carroll, or any county that a structure like that, if you have any kind of common sense at all, that's equity for you. That's a benefit for your county. That's a benefit for for the value of your home. All of this stuff. All of this is. So it's a win-win. It's not something that's going to bring down. I'm not talking. I wasn't bringing a cafe or a lounge or some.
No, but they don't see it that way.
A hole in the wall. Yeah, it was an old house, but that house
had history.
And a history that people from all over the world was recognizing.
Yeah. I mean, well, I don't want to make this episode longer than it needs to be, because I think this weighs on you so much. I think this, like you said, you haven't even had a chance to grieve. And I hate to even give this sheriff any press time. He's not worth it, except that he's endangering your family with his words. And I don't know why he won't stop. I mean, it's just like, what was the point? What was the point? There was none.
I mean, it's like, look over here. The fire's burning here, but you want me to look in this direction, okay? No, and that's what he's doing is just so.
He's deflecting.
It's so wrong in so many levels. It's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
This guy has as much business in a uniform, saying he's protecting, and somebody voted this guy in the office as a buzzard with an ice cream cone. He has no business in that office at all.
No, he doesn't.
He's doing an adverse effect of what his job is specified to do. You're supposed to live by example and protect. He's endangering my life and my sister's life, and damaging a reputation of a man that has spent his life, and the only thing that he left this earth with was his name. That's it. A name built on integrity and love and respect for other people. And just in a match or whatever the heck they used to burn that house down. Well, not only just burn that house down, he burned a very, very huge portion of my heart and my life. I've invested 2/3 of my life dealing with this foundation, and the money that I've invested in moving that house there and securing it all these years, paying taxes and not benefiting it, anything other than wanting to bring some good and sustain my grandfather's legacy. That's it. I'm just I'm going through so many waves of emotions. You know, there's anger, there's hurt, there's pain, there's undescribable pain that just it's too thick to breathe. And this guy, this Clint Walker, is further just throwing fuel on my family.
So if your message to him is just stop, go do your job, go investigate the fire and quit, just quit.
Just stop. Just stop. If you, I mean, you've shown me that he doesn't give a damn. I have not talked to this man, but one time when he said to me, "Oh, it's an electrical fire," move on. And the other breath, he gets on the phone. He gets on the phone and he tells somebody else that, "Oh, it's on the investigation." But he tells me, "Oh, it's electrical fire." And no matter what I said, in essence, he's saying to me, "I don't give a goddamn what you say. It's an electrical fire, okay? It's an electrical fire. I don't give what
But we have the ATF, the FBI, the MBI, and the state fire marshal have they've not published anything yet. Their investigation's still ongoing.
Well, not according to Clint Walker. Clint Walker closed the door of my case the minute he told me, "Well, it's electrical fire. That's it. Move on." And when
well, I don't know who plans to run against him next, but I'll be donating to his oppositions. This is ridiculous.
You know, this is not just for those city officials. You have the county board of supervisors. And the sheriff, the mayors. They are the governing bodies of Carrollton. They should make him shut up. They should say something, but they're quiet as church mouses, okay? But everybody was at that store. Talk about a break-in of an abandoned house. For decades, that store has been abandoned, broken windows. It's a haunted house on the corner.
It doesn't even have a porch anymore. It's collapsed. I don't even think it has a floor inside.
I don't know.
I haven't looked inside in years, but
why would you embarrass your city by saying somebody broke in this place? And it took the marker too.
And by the way, after they broke in, they stole the marker. The marker isn't stolen.
And anyway, what was taken from the break-in?
I thought that building was empty. The windows are so dirty. I don't think I've ever been able to see inside.
The only thing they could have collected if they broke in there was a couple of rattlesnakes that's been in there for decades. What else could they take in?
I don't know. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything in there.
Well,
what's interesting is the Hurt Foundation removed the blue sign on February 23rd. And they didn't notice their sign was missing until March 4th, and suddenly it's a problem. Tells you how much they cared.
So you missing a marker that didn't belong to you in the first place, that had no connection to you, none whatsoever, none whatsoever. But you take the time and come down and burn down a structure that belonged to a family for 5 generations that brought nothing but benefit to your county. But you're all up in arms about a marker
It doesn't even belong to you.
that don't belong to you. You don't give a damn about who it represents. None. Nothing at all. No substance of what you are talking about regarding this marker. You said if they said, well, the store was broken in and the Bruce Trail marker is missing. They forgot all about what was taken or the break-in. But their focus is the Blue Trail marker has been found. That was never stolen, never lost.
They're fools. They're fools. It's about deflecting because they don't want the world looking at the burned house, the museum. They're trying to deflect the attention to making them look like victims.
Well, they've done a damn good job because I haven't had any chance to focus on nothing else but that marker that I spent a good 10 years trying to get legislation together to get a meeting with the Blues Commission to have them to recognize that this marker was in the wrong place. 10 years of my life. 10 years of my life.
Well, it's going to be moved now. As soon as it's clean. We have been told by the Blues Commission, by Hammond, and by Kamel King that marker is going to the Mississippi John Hurt final resting place at the St. James Missionary Baptist Cemetery. And that's going to open up a whole other kettle of fish for us.
You mean to tell me, okay, now I've gone, and this is really, maybe Charles Spade will finally benefit, because while the desecration of that grave where his wife is sitting in the face and his cousins are sitting in the face of some African American today.
The deceased that were already in that graveyard. That he's buried his family on top of.
I'm just speechless. I mean, it just cannot. I'm dealing with one catastrophe after another. The desecration of this grave site, all of my years of working and getting the Blues Trail marker, the state marker, and all of the just in one year, all of the 30 plus years I put into this is wiped out. Wiped out. And then I lose the museum. I just feel like I've let my family down so greatly. So greatly.
No, you haven't. You have not. You have fought and fought and fought. If it wasn't for you, Mississippi John Hurt's memory would not be in the canon of music in the state of Mississippi. It wouldn't.
But look at this disparaging press that I'm getting.
This is why you're doing this. We've got to get the word out. So, Mary Frances, in closing tonight, because I know we're going to talk again and again in the near future, because we're not going to let this die. We're not going to let this fall out of public view. We're going to continue to fight. We're going to continue to follow up.
I would, I would, um, I would like to say to the people of Carroll County and LaFleur County and all of the counties of which this museum surrounds, it was a good thing. It was a good thing. We showed the better side of people in Mississippi, not the jerks that burned this house. That is not the whole of Mississippi. It's not. And for those that really care, not only about the legacy of Mississippi John Hurt, about your legacy as a human being, to just tell this jerk of a sheriff to just stop it. It's enough hate. It's enough discrimination. It's enough already. It's enough. Before he calls another building to be destroyed, before he calls somebody's life to be lost for just plain heat. Please, just stop.
Mary Frances, I don't think there's any more words that can be said after that. I want to thank you for coming on the Tombigbee Tales. I want to thank you for sharing your heartfelt anguish and desire to just make the world a better place in the face of some giant adversity, and trying to shift Mississippi from a hate-filled community to be what your grandfather always dreamed of.
Well, it don't look like I'll see it in my lifetime. It just doesn't look that way. You know, I have experienced some people there that really gave me hope. I mean, that basically gave me a whole new sense of what Mississippi could be or should be. There's some people that helped me a lot. That my first curator of the museum, Art Browning, the Browning family, Susie James, Sue Dukes, all these people that rallied around and helped start the foundation many years ago. They live in that county, and I know they don't share with the Clint Walkers. I know attitude. But it only takes one Clint Walker, one, that will start a revolution.
Well, there's more than one of him up there, unfortunately.
Well,
we just got to hold them accountable, and we've got to shine the light on them and shine the light on their hate so that the world can see just who they are.
Well, Shannon, I really hate to say this, but I truly believe that the people that hold the key to the city of Carrollton are the villains and the hate baiters that has kept this county back for 200 years.
Well, what do you expect? They still fly the Confederate flag at the courthouse. I'm going to repeat myself. The Confederate flag still flies on the grounds of the Carroll County Courthouse.
as I said, Shannon, I will not see the kind of unity that my grandfather dreamed about and that he found abroad. I won't see it until I come in my lifetime. And with me and my sister being the last, being being one of the only Black family left in this section of Carroll County, it's not going to happen in generations to come. As long as that hate is perpetuated, as long as it's embraced, as long as it is fueled by the officials that's supposed to be that have taken an oath for the betterment of the people in their county, it's never going to be. I mean, it's here a huge tragedy happening, and everybody is silent. Everybody. Not one official has reached out to me. Not locally, legally, socially, nothing. Nothing. The mayor, there are two mayors in that little town. The Mississippi John Hurt Foundation was there for both of them.
Yeah, you just let them do a video that focused mostly on John Hurt to support their tourism. Did the mayor call you?
I'm going to say this one more time. Nobody, not one official, not one official. I talked to one person one time, and that's Clint Walker. And what he's been doing is further damaging the situation if that's possible.
You're telling me the people that wanted that video begged to do that video, spent all that money on, have not said a word to you about?
Not one word.
I'm disgusted.
Not Ken Stratton, whatever his name is, Pam Lee.
You've not heard from Pam Lee?
Casey, no. Not one person that I opened the doors of this foundation to. Not one.
That's disgusting. So
not one. I'm sorry. Oh well. All of the footage, all the videos and stuff that I allowed them to do. What happened to that? They didn't give me the decency to let me know that it was that they had put it up on the website. I didn't know that. So now that the museum is gone,
they don't need you anymore. I'm so sorry, but I'm not surprised. Mary Frances?
Well, whether they recognize, I just want Bonnie Pfeiffer to just stop. That's all.
That's a really good description of him. Mary Frances, I want to thank you for coming on the Tom Bigby Tales.
Thank you so much, Shannon. Thank you very much.
And I hope that we can get some resolution and get Clint Walker to just stop.
You know, I don't know whether he thinks he's going to be signing autographs or what. I don't know. I don't know what
either he's really naive and really uninformed, or somebody's pulling the chain for him.
He's doing too much damage to not to know that he just keep ringing this bell, and he just he's not helping it. I know his motive is not to help the situation,
yeah.
But if he have any kind of heart at all, just let me digest this. That's not too much to ask.
No, it's not. Well, Mary Frances, hopefully we won't have to sit through another press release from Clint Walker. And you have time to grieve. This is the Tom Bigby Tales. Thank you and good night.